Hi folks, Tim here from High End Cheap Tech. Today we've got a subject that's kind of a bit of a rant and pretty informative if you ask me. I'm trying to kind of show you folks how the cell phone companies have led you down a path of creating needs that you really don't have. And why you, when you watch reviews, need to kind of pay attention to the reviewer. Uh, look back at their posts, and you're going to see certain patterns. And we'll get to those when I get to the actual video. My usual screen capture thing. By the way, we're shooting this in the Blue Studio Energy 2 with a 5 megapixel camera, and it seems to be working just fine. So, hopefully it's loud enough. Air conditioner's running in the background because it's hot as hell out. I'm losing a little bit of my light coming in because right over here, bunch of huge clouds on the way. Alright, let me get to the point. The point of this one is basically, I'm going to name two names here, and you're going to hear about them during the video. Ansel Adams, if you don't know who that is, it's Ansel Adams. Look him up, read about him on Wikipedia. He's probably one of the more famous photographers in America. And he didn't shoot on a cell phone, God forbid. And then the other guy would be John Ford. And there's a reason for those two names. Let's just say you ain't either of them. So, the gist of the video is going to be about the fact that cell phones haven't changed much in the last, 5 years, 6 years. Oh, they got bigger and the processors are quicker. Yeah. So you can play more games. And I'm not even going to go into games. You don't want me going into games because I don't play games on any of my devices. I use them for productivity, shooting videos, and yeah. I kind of outgrew games when I was a kid, except for baseball. Give me a glove and I'd go out in the field right now and go catch a ball. I'm not playing it on No Friendo or PlayStation. That's not playing baseball. That's playing a video game. There's no rush to that. It's, hi, my thumbs go quicker. Yeah, okay, you can press a keyboard or move your thumbs and operate a controller. Nothing to do with playing the game of baseball. Guys out in the field at Wrigley Field or at Yankee Stadium or Dodger Stadium, they don't get to press buttons. They have to actually hit the ball. They have to actually catch it, field it, throw it. So I've kind of gotten off the subject there, but the point is, cell phones haven't changed much. So what's the one big thing most of the tech reviewers will push? You got it, cameras. Hence those two names I gave you at the beginning. You ain't Ansel Adams and you ain't John Ford. Get those ideas out of your head right now. Your cell phone will primarily, in its lifetime, be used. Oh, you'll shoot videos on it. You'll take photos. You'll take some beautiful ones and the really good ones. But I'm willing to bet 95% of the people in here have never went out, hooked their cell phone up, mounted it on a tripod, and waited for the sun to come up over a mountain range at an exact moment when the clouds were in the exact position they needed to take one shot and capture forever something that would be considered amazing. Now, on the other hand, Apple would, of course, have you think when they came out with their latest iPhones, oh, all these commercials were shot on the Apple. Nobody reads a little blurb at the bottom saying a professional did it, and there was probably 150 hours of editing to make it look as good as it did. No, you're going to snap pictures of your kid, your wife, your niece, your nephew, and what you're going to do is just email them, put them on Facebook, send them to your friends, Snapchat, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Basically, what you're using it for, and we'll get to that when we get to the video, is an Instamatic camera. If you don't know what that is, obviously you're way too young. It's a fixed lens camera that just takes snapshots. That's 90% of what cell phones get used for. Ask any of the reviewers what they're shooting their videos on, and I only know of one. His name is Anthony. He's over at My Project 13. He actually shoots all his videos and edits them on his devices, as it were, he calls them. Devices being cell phones. He's mostly cell phone guy. That's fantastic. And he does a really good job. And if he hadn't mentioned it a few weeks ago, I wouldn't even know that he wasn't using a pro camera, a real camera, an actual camera where you can focus it, zoom it, change ISO, actually physically change the diaphragm, also f-stop, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a professional, but I have owned a couple of real cameras, and I've never seen a cell phone take a better picture than the photographs I used to take with my old Canon A1 or AE1. I had both, and I had like 12 lenses and filters and you name it. And sure, you can't fit it in your pocket, but you could fit an Instamatic in your pocket. So let's get to that. So right now, I'm going to turn over here and ask the editor to cue the intro. Hey folks, Tim here again. As I mentioned in the intro, we're being fed a lot of info on phones, but you gotta really put it in perspective. And this kind of fits the theme of this channel, high-end, cheap tech. Let's look for a second at your basic cell phone camera. Uh-oh, there's a Kodak Instamatic. Yeah, look familiar though? Single lens, no ability to focus or set the diaphragm. It's all done digitally now. Yeah, but you're not really setting the amount of light that comes in. You're just lowering or raising the detection level on a sensor. You know what these were used for? Yeah, you could pick them up at a grocery store on your way out for like 10 bucks. They came with a roll of film even. So when you went to a birthday party, you could take pictures. Oh wait. That's what 90% of all the photos taken by cell phones end up doing. Not birthday parties, but just snapshots. That's all they are. They're a glorified Instamatic camera. I don't care if they got 40 megapixels, a bokeh effect, all that crap. Very few people out there are Ansel Adams or John Ford. Here's Ansel Adams photos. This man sat there and waited until the shadows were right, the clouds were right. How many of you do that with your cell phone? You put on a tripod and sit there and wait and wait, wait and wait until the right moment and go click? No, you take a snapshot. How many of you are going to do this? Yeah, that's Ansel Adams also. My point is, you're not John Ford in Monument Valley making a movie with John Wayne. Your stuff isn't going to end up in Hollywood, and you don't have 50 guys sitting around checking the light, looking at weather predictions, and worrying about, will that cloud cover the sun during this shot? I can't have that. I need the shadows to go this way. No, you're going to go, oh, there's my little niece Debbie. Click. Then you're going to send it to grandma, grandpa, your mom, your dad, your sons, your brothers, whatever. You're going to post it on Facebook. It's going to end up as a little square, in most cases on a cell phone, where people ain't going to notice. So you don't really need low light shots. But, let's not forget, nowadays, all the new phones, what do we see after a new phone comes out? Well, here, and these guys, I watch these guys all the time. I like what they do. nothing wrong with their camera comparisons, but this is how they get you to come back to their site, and that's why they do these. Yeah. Ultimate smartphone camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison. Well, ad infinitum. Here's another guy. Camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison. And another one. Camera comparison, camera comparison, camera comparison. No, none of these folks. Zero, zilch, nada, have a, well, why does this run hotter than this? Why is this one slower than this? Let's do Geekbench comparisons straight up. I'm sure sometimes they do some gaming stuff. Oh, this one drops a few frames. Great, because you really bought a little 5-inch screen to play games on? Probably not. I mean, it's cool that you can play games on, because I don't want to piss off the gamers. I learned that earlier today. I made a comment about buying budget laptops on our website. You know, so if you're sending your kid to college, he needs to buy his own damn laptop that can do gaming. Get him something that will get the job done, where he can do his engineering work. Or if he's a liberal arts student, all he's got to do is type Word documents and read stuff. The thing is, cell phones have not changed in the last 5-6 years, other than they've gotten bigger, narrower. They've lost some of the bezels. Very few of the companies have any new tech, except like Vivo with their pop-up camera and Oppo with its whole pop-up top section, and in fingerprint scanners on both of those. That's great. But the cell phone companies would have you believe, like Apple, they're the oh, you gotta have portrait mode. Did anyone out there wish they had portrait mode on their phone before Apple put portrait mode on it? I know, it's like, oh, we gotta have portrait mode. Seriously? You go into Photoshop, outline what you need very carefully, and then invert your selection and blur the background. Oh, that'll take time. The phone will do it for me. Okay. But did you need it? Because you were taking snapshots on auto anyway. How many are you going to shift to portrait mode? Probably not very often. Really? I mean, what they've done is they have nothing else to sell you. Because let's face it, if the Galaxy S8 last year was good enough for you, why did you need the Galaxy S9? Oh, it's got better cameras, but you're not really gonna put them to full use, are you? I mean, in truth, I would just love to hear from somebody who tells me and can explain all the reasons they need a camera that can take photos at night and get clear detail on a building when they're holding it in their hands. No, I mean, if you're mounting on a tripod, say, oh, wait, you probably would go get a real camera, wouldn't you? And every one of those reviewers I showed you, I guarantee, they don't shoot their videos in cell phones. They shoot them with real live cameras that you can adjust the f-stop on, that you can change the ISO. I'm sure most of them are digital nowadays. In fact, all of them. I don't know of any camera still being made that uses film. I'm sure there's a few, but that is neither here nor there. All these guys. I know one guy on the whole of the internet, and no, there's probably others, but this guy right here, My Project 13. Anthony, over here, he shoots all his videos on his devices, as he calls them, on his cell phones. One's at home, one's while he's driving, and he edits them on his cell phone. That's one guy. And he does a pretty good job. But most of these guys, yeah, all you gotta do is look at the reflections sometimes and you can see the camera. Or if you go to Unbox Therapy, he's holding it up to the camera. Sometimes he's taking a picture of the camera. That ain't no cell phone up there, folks. It's got a big ass lens. And it's a professional camera. A real camera. So, don't fall for the hype. If you were happy and bought last year and you put it off a year, but the Galaxy S8, let's say, was the phone for you, go buy it. That's the whole idea. It'll be cheaper. Get the Pixel 2 when the Pixel 3 comes out. Old tech is always cheaper. If you don't need anything, get a budget phone. If all you take are snapshots in decent lighting, get a budget phone. 95% of all pictures will be taken in the daylight, or maybe in a house you'll use a flash once in a while. The great thing about a cell phone, unlike the old Instamatic camera that I showed you earlier, you can snap off 50 of them until you get it right. Doesn't matter. Because you can just delete them. You know, with the old cameras, you got 12 or 24 shots or whatever was in a roll of film, maybe 36. You got a big roll. And then you had to have them developed. And you didn't want to waste shots. And that's all I got for today. The point is, don't fall for the marketing hype. That's all hype. The cameras are not that important. Unless you're shooting all your videos on them, like the guy up on the screen right now. Unless you're gonna go mount it to a tripod and wait until the moon is at the perfect position. And then take a picture like that Ansel Adams shot with the canyon with the moon rising over it. Very good shot. But people aren't doing that. You're going to use your camera the way you always have. Take a picture and put it on Snapchat. Take a picture, put it on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. Whatever. Shoot a quick video. 15, 20 seconds. Not a whole lot of editing going on there. Not a whole lot of playing around. Ooh. Excuse me there. Wow. Little soda. Oh, all better now. Okay, now. That's all. Don't fall for the hype. Either go budget or go last year. Or a year before even. There's a lot to be said if you find a brand new one in the box. And it's $300, $400, $500 off. Now we got high-end cheap tech, not high-end profit tech like a brand new Apple, brand new Samsung, brand new Huawei V20. Those are all bend over and take it. Because we're going to make cash while we can. And then when we sell the others, we're still going to make a profit a couple of years down the road. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Leave your comments in the comment section below. As usual, like the video, share it, subscribe. And thanks for watching.